Gosh, eclipse energy coming in through with some real realizations, and I trust that I can put them into practice, because obviously we practice what we preach. I'm not out here trying to sprout shit on YouTube and not try to implement things in my own life as we pull ourselves out of Babylon and matrix programming and anything that wasn't nurtured from childhood, our wondrous minds, but has been battered by the lives we're told we need to live, and all the things we need to have, and all the stuff we've got to consume, and we've got to eat 3 meals a day, and we've got to do this. Anyway, the realisation is, obviously, the theme at the minute is tension and arguments and disagreements, because a lot of stuff is coming up to be either resolved, and we realise who the people that we can be around are and who they are not, because I know I'm not giving up my peace for anybody, just as much as, and no one else should give up their peace for anybody else. Sometimes this requires patience and distance and separation. Sometimes this requires love and honesty and vulnerability and trust and truth and softness. But when people are not an emotional safe space for others, i.e. you talk to someone in confidence and you find out stuff's been shared or something's been said, and that and sacred, stuff, that's quite difficult to compute. That's quite a shock. And I think where I get my emotions from and how I'm learning this emotional regulation thing is like, rather than being hurt by it, because I realise now nothing is ever about me if it comes from someone else, that's unless I physically kick someone, and obviously they're going to be upset at me, but I don't do that. And people at the minute trying to prove a point or prove that they know you better than you know yourself, or prove something. And like, what I realise is people enter into invisible competitions with us. Like when I don't want to lose this because I think it's quite strong, maybe just for me, but the thread is that the tangents are appearing. One sec. Filming this on eclipse, it's just like there is... Can't imagine what other people are going through right now. It's pretty intense, and the realisations are intense. Oh, right, yeah. Is that by saying things in an argument or disagreement, or people have entered into this unconscious, subconscious competition with us, is that the points that are made, it's all about winning the argument, winning. We've got to win, and I think this is a societal thing. Rather than coming at things from, especially if I wouldn't give my time to anybody that I didn't have love for in my heart right now to get into an argument. I just wouldn't get into an argument with someone. One, I'd probably eat them alive. I don't want to do that anymore. And two, I don't give my time to anybody that's not really in alignment with me. So when the unhealed part of ourselves needs to prove something in an argument or wants to win, it's because there's some form of competition. Like they're entering into this competitive nature that has been bred in society between, men and women, and like needing to have a better life or better lived experiences than another person. We don't need to win an argument. Why would you want to win an argument? It's shit to be in an argument anyway. And surely we can just have disagreements where people realise, like, I've got this baggage, I've got this abandonment wound, because we've all got these woundings. I've got this thing that's hurt me, like when you say things like that, you make me feel. And it's not that person's is intending to make me feel like shit, but that is how the actions and words are received. So we want to be able to share that with the people that we love. We want to be able to say, like, by, hanging up on the phone, or by cut me off, or by calling me names, especially if you love this person, it hurts. It doesn't really mean anything anymore, because as I said, like, it ain't about me. I love myself. No one can say anything that's going to deter me. But when it's people you love, these heartstrings, these human bloody emotions are really, really difficult to navigate sometimes. But that's why we keep our distance, and we make sure that the soul fam, or the people that we align ourselves with or spend time with, have our for our highest good. And that if they're not, then all the emotional ties, cords need to be cut. We can still see people and be respectful and civil, and even though I don't really do small talk, so I don't really know how things are going to work out in the future with various things going on, but the emotional stuff, I'm gone. I don't want it anymore. I've got enough emotions to feel collectively as we go through this shit. People don't believe that I feel collective, and that's okay. But you ain't going to be someone that's going to be in my life if you don't believe that stuff, because I know who I am and I know what I'm here to do and I know who I'm here to connect with and the messages that I'm meant to relay as a messenger. I'm not God, but am I connected to divine energy, source energy? Yeah, we all are. We can all tap into messages, whether they come from our ancestors, guides, galactics, whatever we believe. We're allowed to believe anything we want. If it makes us happy, if it makes us stronger, if it makes us get words out of our head, out into the open, if we support our mates, if we support our family, we aren't doing anything wrong. So be aware that at the minute, stuff might be coming up as like people, we live our lives. I'm not in competition with anybody. I don't need to be I'm number one in my life. This is my reality. But I don't need to do anything before anybody else. I let everyone else can get on with their own shit, do their own life. I will get to where I need to get to in the time that is allocated to me on my highest timeline. Patience has been a life lesson for me. I've learned it a lot of people. I didn't really know how to learn that until a few things changed in my life. But I'm not in competition with anybody. I wish you all good luck. You can leave me alone, do your own thing. I hope you continue to elevate in whatever ways you choose for yourself or not. And leave me to it, because I will get to where I am going. You lot can get to where you're going before me. It don't matter. I ain't in competition with anybody, and it's just really annoying. So I don't know, a few tangents there because this energy is weird. I feel like I'm connecting with someone who I was 3 years ago and someone who I'm going to be in 3 years. And I guess that's just the parts of ourselves that we've not really seen before, and we are learning these new identities. As new leaders, because we're leading ourselves. If we lead ourselves better than we've ever led ourselves in our lives, emotionally, spiritually, financially, physically, if we find ourselves at a really high point, then what does it matter what anyone else is doing? 8, 10, 8, 11, 8, 12.